we then head to Cardiff, where Wales will take on Italy. The referee, another Englishman, Christophe Ridley, and the Welsh team, no changes to the starting lineup, which I think is a good thing for them. But for Italy, 3 changes. Simone Ferrari is out injured, replaced by Muhammad Hassa at tight head. Alessandro Fusco, who started Italy's first 3 matches, comes back in at scrum half, replacing Alessandro Garbisi, while lock Federico Russa is preferred over Andrea Zambonin. Eddie Jones, your assessment, please, of the match between Italy and Wales.
Well, when you looked at the Six Nations at the start of the tournament, you probably would have said this will be the most uninteresting game of the tournament. And it's turned out to be, I reckon, it's going to be a really a game that you're going to see one team that's really struggling to find itself. But we've seen in the tournament Wales improve immeasurably. And they're starting to fight for longer, mate. You know, the big difference is they're hanging there for longer. They took Ireland right to the end of the game. And they're progressive. You can see they got more fight in them. They believe in the way they play. And Italy have been through that process. You know, they've had a long process to get there, and they've got belief in their game. But now they're in the unusual circumstance of going as red-hot favourites, which they've never been before. And, you know, back in Italy, there'd be plenty of adulation for the players, you know, particularly if they're in Benetton, which is if they're training there, which is a rugby city, you know, they'd be getting plenty of back pats on the back. Everyone will be happy. You know, so they're gonna be able to cope with that, get reset, refocus, and go again, and play with that hardness and that determination that they've shown most of the Six Nations. So I think this, again, you know, without trying to sit on the fence, I reckon this will go right down to the wire as well. And you know, it looks like a game Italy should win, but I think it's going to be a really, really tough game.
Yeah, one of the points that was made in the press conference with Steve Tandy is that, you know, the performances have been for Wales good and improving, but they still haven't yet achieved that win. And I don't think they haven't won in the Six Nations for, I think it dates back to 2023. So, again, just to stick with you, Eddie Jones, in terms of coaching teams through this period where as yet there's not quite the win, but certainly the performance is heading in the right direction, how do you maintain that continued improvement, even though that the results aren't quite there yet on the scoreboard?
Well, Steve will be showing them all the good things they're doing. Can we do a bit more of that? You know, building up the belief and the confidence in the players. They're developing, I think, a bit of a Welsh style of play that suits the group of players they've got. And they just got to do it for longer and for more, and making sure the leader's leading that example and training appropriately. And, you know, one of the things is, how can you get the players to the game this week with plenty of energy? Because they will be feeling 4 games in 5 weeks. There's travel involved. They will be feeling a little bit of maybe more psychological fatigue than real physical fatigue. But how you can get your training at the appropriate level and get them up and ready to go and be flying out of the gates on Saturday.
Yeah. Ewen McKenzie, your assessment, please.
It's a big game. It's a big game for lots of reasons. So the fact that Wales have named Unchanged, I mean, that's a first for a long time, and that's a real statement of confidence, I think. So that's a good start by the coach. And I mentioned the other day that we're getting some consistent performances by key players in their sides, and their names that we're now starting to remember who the players were. Well, you know, last year we wouldn't know who the players were. They're all young guys coming on. They're still young guys, but we're starting to know who they are and what they can do. So they're unchanged. That's a plus. So, and as Eddie said, they'll be pumping all the good things that they're doing, and that's fundamentally based on their good tackling, good defence, their attitude. So that's a good functional thing. The attitude in defence is always a good marker for where they're at. So they'll be taking that into the game, but they're playing at home. They've got a fan base that's a bit fractured and hasn't had any love. Those fans will be turning up hoping that this might be that first win for a long time, and that they want to support their young team. So there's a bit of pressure there to be able to deliver for the fans. Then you've got Italy on the other side of it. They're going for a record for them. They've won 2 games before. They've never won 3 in the tournament, and so this is their chance to establish themselves as a more than just the also rans in the tournament. So the situation's reversed. So Wales is where Italy's been for many years, and Italy's now trying to establish their credentials in the midfield of the table. So, Wales defence, Italy attack. It's going to get down. It'll be discipline again. I always say that. Depends on the referee. Who's the referee, Bemby?
Christophe Ridley is the referee.
Eddie might know more about him than I do. Anything on the ref?
What are we going to get from him, Eddie?
Well, he's a young ref coming through. Likes a little bit of contest at the breakdown. Again, he'll steer away from contest in the scrum, and the rest will be pretty straightforward.
Wales and Italy are both good in defence. They're both good at the tackle contest. Italy probably slightly ahead there based just on the experience. So I'm going to favour Italy, it'll be a very tight game, but I've been back in Italy for some time now, so I won't get off the wagon. But I really want Wales to do well. I've never had an affinity with Wales, but I've been watching their journey this tournament. I've really enjoyed the journey by them, and I just, if they win, that'll be great because it just sort of cements what they've been trying to do, and it'll give them some sort of comfort going forward into the Nations Championship. So, I'm tipping Italy, but it's not going to worry me if Wales get there. That'd be great too.
Okay, so you're coaching Italy to get that win. What are the 3 things that you've got to get into the heads of your players, the heads and the hearts of your players?
They've demonstrated a lot, so I think that it's more of the same for Italy. They've got to catch their high balls. They've got to be able to get momentum, so they need to be able to, for their attack to work, they need to be able to get quick ruck ball. Wales will be doing all they can to try and mess things up, and their individual tackling's pretty good. They don't want to push passes, so they've got to play a pretty disciplined game. So when I say discipline, it's not just about penalties, it's about discipline with what you do with the ball. So they need to retain possession and try and make it difficult for Wales to get into the game. Set piece is an opportunity. I don't see anything in the scrums. The line-out's an area maybe that they can exploit. I don't know. Both sides have been pretty solid in that area. So it's going to get down to catching high balls and whatever other tactics are available. But Italy will both teams now, they've had a good look. They've looked at the other games. They've got plenty of videotape. They'll have some ideas about what's important. So they'll focus on doing that. But fundamentally, you got to make sure you don't push passes in the tackle and things like that. That's where Italy's undoing will be. Then they'll get frustrated. Then they'll give away penalties. There'll be a bloke in the bin. Wales will score 2 tries, and then that's it for Italy. So Italy need to be disciplined with what they do with the ball. Make sure that they do what they've been doing all tournament, and that's right. I've got to give Gonzalo Quesada. He's done a really good job as a coach. He came in at short notice, and he's done a really good job over the last 12 months. He obviously understands the mentality of the team and can communicate with them really well. So he's made them very competitive and consistently competitive. So he'll have a few tactics, but I think fundamentally it'll be the same. They've got a good midfield. They'll be trying to play to that.
All right, Eddie Jones, you're in the Welsh dressing room. What are the 3 things that you're telling your players as they head out into what will no doubt be an electric atmosphere in the Principality Stadium in Cardiff? An expectant crowd, an improving team, an elusive win. You've got to manage it all together. What are your instructions to Wales?
You'd probably watch the first 35 minutes against England pretty closely. I rewatched it the other day, and in every area England looked better, but at no stage did you think Italy was out of the game. There was that sort of game where England looked like they had a bit of superiority, but Italy just hung in there 2 tries. The try off the 9 where the 13 runs an inside shoulder. Like, that's a great line he runs, but that should be defended. Because there's nothing going on there apart from one runner hitting the line. There's nothing behind, nothing distracting. So 3 defenders. So, and Italy don't play a lot of multi-phase. If you look at the other try they scored from turnover, quick play, kicks to the winger, and then again poorly defended. So I'd be really emphasising the defence, contest hard at the breakdown, go hard at the breakdown when they do play phase, and then you can work harder than Italy with the ball when they kick. That loose head prop, he's an interesting player. He's a try scorer, isn't he? Like, he scores tries close to the line, and now he scores tries from longer range. He's a big man with good speed. He knows how to vary his body position. He looks like a bit of a character as well. So, they can score enough points, but I think it's just trying to frustrate Italy. Like, really give them nothing.
Yeah.
So, who wins it for you, Wales or Italy?
I've got this gut feeling that I've just seen Wales improve every game. They're due. And as you say, the longer you haven't won for, the closer you are to a win. That's the law of averages. And I reckon they're due. They're due for something, and they could just take Italy slightly off.
All right. Well, let's look forward to that match as well.